I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County.
I'm from LA.
So, bro, I'm going to have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about to ride, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but...
Whoa, let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just got to go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Trey Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is going to be a beautiful thing for sure. Oh man, it's another one of those weeks, and the New York Knicks or the NBA no, they're not. Don't get me excited, boy. I was gonna get you started.
Go New York. Hey, listen. I'm gonna just say this for record, right? Because it's still a 4-game series. You still gotta win 4 games. But my wife is a Celtics fan. My father-in-law is a Celtics fan. I married into a Celtics family. All last week, all I heard was, you guys don't have a chance. We're going to beat you by 30. Every game, we're going to beat you by 30 is what they told me. And all they did was miss 33-point shots. That's the only thing I saw out of the Boston Celtics, okay? We are up 2-0. I can't tell you the last time a team went into Boston and beat them back-to-back. And we were down 20-plus points.
Okay. I'm
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna need you to slow down. I'm gonna need you to slow down. I know. But wait. I want you to check yourself.
I am.
Because I can't remember. Hell,
last time we won a championship. Whatever.
It hasn't happened in my lifetime. And I'm 43 years old now.
Listen, all I'm saying is, as a Knicks fan, I deserve to enjoy this moment. I deserve it.
You can enjoy it. Just don't be like the Raiders. Don't be like the Raiders and celebrate a preseason game. That's all I'm saying.
This is our highest high right here.
No,
right?
It should not. It should not be.
For me, it is. All right. We got put out by the Indiana Pacers last year. All right. So let me enjoy this. All right. We defending champs. All right. My Eagles won the Super Bowl. I'm riding high right now. Okay. Life is good. I got this jersey for my birthday. My wife got it for me. You know what my record is in this jersey? When I got this jersey, you know what my record is? I'm 6-0.
Okay.
I'm 6-0.
Okay.
All right. I'm 6-0.
Okay.
I'm 6-0. 6-0. All right. So I'm not wearing the next game.
Oh, God. Emil, you see what I have to deal with every time?
Oh, man.
Every week.
Yeah, it's okay.
Every week.
Emil, who you a fan of, if you don't mind me asking?
Not at all. So it's kind of funny. We'll get into it as we do the pod, but I immigrated with my family from Ukraine. I had absolutely no idea what American football was. I had no clue. And I remember being in middle school and I see all the guys on game day wearing a jersey. I'm like, and I just got like, as a kid, I got like major FOMO. I'm like, oh, all these kids are cool wearing jersey. Why are they wearing jersey? That wasn't like a thing in Ukraine. And so I found out that's like a game day thing. I'm like, oh, cool. So I signed up for football, not knowing anything about the sport. And so, they threw pads on me. I was just like running around hitting people, not knowing like what to do. The coach like, no, kid, you got to like tackle the ball carrier. And so I kind of fell in love with, just like running around hitting people. So I fell in love with football pretty early on.
Okay.
And that was kind of like my thing, like almost instantaneously, like just got into football, and that never changed. Just been following the sport ever since. So my mom ended up remarrying my stepdad, and we're pretty close. Like if you saw us together, think that he's my real dad. And he happened to be a Niner fan. And so my little brother and I, growing up in that household with him, like either we had to be 49er fans or it was World War III every time there was like football on TV. So
yeah.
you know, and so we kind of got
that.
indoctrinated into it. And so I became a Niner fan at about age of, I want to say, 12 or 13. And ever since then, just been following Niners, man. And it kind of sucks because he like, you know, enjoyed them during the 80s when they were a powerhouse with Montana and Young.
Right.
And all I've witnessed are 3 Super Bowl losses and like 5 NFC championship losses.
Oh,
so it's been heartbreaking for me. It's been heartbreaking for me. Yeah.
It's rough. See, now you know.
But they've been relevant, though. The 49ers have been relevant through the years.
For sure.
Because I watched them through the 90s, right? And then, they went to the Super Bowl with Mr. Take a Knee, that guy. What's his name? Kaepernick. Yeah, that guy.
Colin.
Yeah, right? That was
2012.
That happened.
I can name it for you, brother. I have it memorized and it doesn't leave my head, unfortunately. I'm still scarred from the last Super Bowl we lost, but
that was a
2011
No, they should have won that. Last year's Super Bowl, the 49ers should have won.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. The last Super Bowl, that's it. That's it. No way. No way.
So what was your exposure you said you ended up watching football, but what was your exposure, being in the Ukraine to like just American sports like football, basketball? Did you see any of it or?
Just basketball. Basketball was actually pretty big in that part of the world just because of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan made basketball relevant everywhere. I remember watching Jordan as a kid and just being mesmerized. Seeing him break the glass, man, and just doing all these incredible things. I remember we were like vacationing somewhere and I saw like a stand near a beach town, like selling towels and the Chicago Bulls towel. And so I still have that towel, man. My grandma bought it for me when I was like 5 years old. I still have that towel till this day. I wouldn't throw it away. It's like the one memory I have of my grandma was vacationing as a kid, her buying me that Chicago Bulls towel because I was, such a big Jordan fan, like every other kid was. I remember like Space Jam coming out, and my best friends and I like watch Space Jam like every other day, just at my house. So basketball was cool. Unfortunately, when we moved, once I discovered football, everything else kind of fell by the wayside. But yeah, no football. When I first watched football on TV, I was like, man, what is going on? It was like kind of hard to pick up the rules at first because there's so much happening. But other than basketball, no exposure to any American sports.
But you were an athletic kid, though, right? I mean, like, you kind of knew you put on pads and started hitting kids. So from there, I mean, I'm just saying, from there, you just go with it. The coach just kind of makes it.
You just assumed, though. You just assumed he was hitting kids. How about he got hit?
Is that what he said?
Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
That's what Trevor says.
Okay. I just assumed he went out there and started. They put him on kickoff, and he was just out there rocking the own.
They're like, go get that.
Going for the ball.
My grandfather actually played soccer professionally for the top club in Kiev called Kiev Dynamo, and so that's my very first memory as a child is him and I on a soccer pitch kicking the ball around. So I have a little bit of athletic genes in me, not too much. I did. Football, soccer, wrestling in high school. And then actually was looking, I wasn't like super athletic, but I was good enough to possibly earn a scholarship. And then I tore meniscus in my knee senior year. And that ended everything for me. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, so, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah.
I just know, man, that's heartbreaking, man. I had one of my close friends. I played sports with him all the way up through high school, and I think he blew his knee out 4 times, man. He blew it out twice. Once when we played rec football, twice in high school, 9th grade and senior year. And as soon as he got to college freshman year, and he was just so, I knew that was very mentally taxing on you, man. That's bad, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to talk about knees right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for sure. Just because I remember after surgery, a few days out, like I'm on crutches, and I come to the wrestling meet, and like my whole team comes over to give me a hug, and I'm holding it in, but like I'm watching from the side, and like everyone's competing, and I'm just like, man, I can't do this. This is painful.
What weight class you wrestle at?
125s.
Okay, then.
I was lightweight. I would walk around to 140, and then I would cut down to 125.
My brother was a big wrestler. I ain't gonna lie. At the time, I'm not talking smack. I just thought it was corny. When I was growing up, I couldn't get down with the tights. But now that I'm older, the kids that wrestle really be the ones that really be dangerous as adults. You know what I mean? Like, because they really dump you in your head. So I wish I would have. But that's what I'm gonna do. Jiu-jitsu. That's for sure.
We coming, Bill. We coming, Bill. I know Bill listening.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he waiting on that.
Great sport. Great sport.
Do you still roll around?
Man, not as much. I'm in wishful thinking. It's funny you bring it up. There's a UFC gym in Temecula, and my business partner John, who Ra has met, he randomly, not randomly, I guess, the guys who do marketing for that gym came to our bar, and it kind of made friends with them. And they came back about a week ago, and they signed John and myself up for their gym and just gave us a year's free membership to the gym.
Oh yeah, you gotta go.
Oh, you gotta go.
And now, now I'm like, I have to go, right? Like, no ifs or buts about it. That's a sign. I'm like, I've been in wishful thinking about getting back at the gym, so this is kind of my excuse to get back into it.
That's big time right there, man. That's love. Shoot, man. I gotta ask. You might have said it and I missed it because I'm processing things a lot slower. Okay, let me go back to the first thing. You said you tore your meniscus.
Yes.
I gotta cover this. I've been meaning to tell Rob. I've been getting it. Me and Rob been holding each other accountable. This week, I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure I blew my knee out. Not gonna lie. I've been limping around. That's what I was trying to tell you, Rob. My leg is swollen. My knee is swollen like crazy. I've been limping. It hurts to bend my knee. I got it straightened right now while I'm recording right now. And I don't even know how it happened. I was getting to it. I worked out Monday, and then after my workout on Monday, I could barely walk around. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get around there. Tuesday, it swelled up. Wednesday, it's fine. It's the best it's felt all week. So when we talk about knee, boy, that hit me different. What I was going to say was, aside from that, that's why I've been having a long week, Ra.
I get
that. Sad about that. But anyway, what age you were born here or you moved here?
Moved here.
For what age?
In 1999. Let's see. Let me do the math. So I'm about to be 39 here in a few days here. 26 years ago.
That's
12.
It was 12. Okay. 12. What you say was did you speak a little bit of English when you came over?
A little bit. Out there, it's kind of a common thing.
Okay.
A lot of kids start learning English as like the primary foreign language, as early as like kindergarten and elementary school. And so my grandma, I'm going to back up even a little bit further. So not a great place to live or grow up. And so you would see a lot of like things about the United States on TV, and it always, you always thought that, okay, the life seemed so much better on the other side. And so that was like the thing. Everyone always wanted to get out of where we were at and try to make the United States. Yeah.
Is that like a common conversation, Emil?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we got to grow up and like end up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even America, just anywhere else.
Mainly America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Europe is kind of like a stone throw away out there, but United States always was held on a pedestal, at least like among the citizens. You obviously have like oligarchs and politicians and stuff who always idolized the motherland and wanted to kind of brainwash people into believing and loving the motherland, even though they treat their own citizens really badly. And so my grandma always said, like, hey, make sure you learn English because one day you guys are going to get out there and you're going to start a new life. And I always took it to heart. And so I started learning English at a young age. By the time we came, I had enough to like get around and ask questions and make my way to like bathroom and whatnot. But even with all of my like foundation, it still took months, maybe a year to like fully grip it, just because everyone spoke so fast and the slang and stuff like that. But I was very much excited to come and be here. It was a culture shock, man. It was so different though. So different.
I know. What would you say was the biggest? I mean, and I know you probably got a lot, but what would you say was the biggest cultural, when you first got here, what was the biggest cultural shock that you can think of now as an adult where you was like, wow, that's different?
Two things stood out immediately. One, like I was just in this belief of like how nice and polite everyone was, I guess. It's not like, it's not like that. And maybe it's not like that anymore.
But you got to tell them where you were at. You got to tell them where you were at, Emil. Because you weren't here in California.
That's what I was about to say. I usually don't hear that about California.
Right.
Yeah, no. Okay, good point, Rob. So we ended up settling down in Kansas first.
Oh, okay. Nice little Midwest. All right.
And I'm like, man, is this for real? Like, is everyone really like this? I remember, like, give you an example. We were in a car driving, and we either blew a tire or something happened. We like pulled over to the side of the road, and like a police officer pulled up behind us, and we got like really tensed up. Like,
oh yeah, your heart was beating.
Yeah, because like police pulls you over in Ukraine or Russia, like likelihood you're either going to jail or they're like scamming you out of money. That's the thing. Like if they pull you over, you basically pay them off to get them to leave you alone. And this cop was like ultra nice, and they just legitimately just stopped to see if we needed help. We're like, what the hell, dude? And then we're like, no, we're good. We're waiting for some help to arrive. And then like 5 minutes later, a different cop stops by, and he's like, are you guys okay? Can I help you with anything? We're like, what is going on, dude? This is crazy.
Yeah.
They were just like stopping just to check on us. That's like unheard of. So that was the thing number one. Thing number two, me going to school for the first time, how laid back everyone was. Like people, like kids were wearing pajamas to class and just being super laid back. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like back in Ukraine. Yeah. I mean,
creases in your pants.
Dude, like, yeah, you have to be like, look like you're, I don't know, going to school, I don't know, among lawyers and doctors or something. Like you have to be dressed well, and like you have to sit a certain way at your desk, and like very, very like structured, not structured, strict, I guess, very strict, even though it doesn't need to be because we're kids. And so just being in that environment that was a lot more relaxed and welcoming, and it was nice. It was all positive, like all positive changes. So it grew on me quickly.
Fire. Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. And so I gotta ask you about Kansas now. I never been to the state.
Please.
I gotta. Okay. In Ukraine, did you live in the city or were you rural? Like,
I lived in the city.
You lived in the city, okay. When you moved to Kansas, were you in the city or were you rural?
Rural.
And that wasn't a big change for you? Because like I know I grew up in a small town. Don't get me wrong. Now that I have grown up and I live, around more people, I understand how slow my life was from back home.
You had a saying, Trevay, like in our early podcast, you had time to watch the grass. What was it?
Oh, you watch grass grow. Oh, yeah. In the country, you watch grass grow. And so what I'm saying is, what were your pastimes? Because I know as a kid, when you initially moved out there, you totally were bored. I mean, this is 90, you said 99?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it wasn't nothing going on for sure.
No, nothing was going on.
I know it wasn't nothing going on. So did you like that model? I know you live out here now, but do you miss that? Because there's a time and a place for it, right? That so place can help you do a lot of good stuff, mental work, right? Being creative, but also it's like, is this all there is to do? Speak on that for a moment if you can.
Sure. That's a great question. And thinking back on it, there was a little bit of that just because, so the city I was at, even at 12 years old, I was already, was like boarding buses with my friends if we needed to go somewhere, and public transportation was the key.
What age?
12.
Wow. Dude, that's some confidence right there. Shit.
Yeah. We had kids walking to school in the morning, like from farther away, and some rode buses and whatnot. We didn't have school buses. There was no such thing as school buses.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Doesn't exist. Maybe I don't know if there's now, but back then they didn't.
Yeah.
And so public transport was very much. It would be like acceptable if like you saw kids on there just by themselves. That's whatever. Like
that's how we did it.
Yeah. And so getting to Kansas and being in that small town where we landed, it was a little bit different because like you could not get around unless you did have a vehicle. Like you had to have a car. There was no like boarding a bus. And so it took a little bit of adjusting. I'm like, I couldn't just like go out on my own and go do stuff or go, see my friends or whatnot. And once I did make friends, they're like, hey, do you want to go here? I'm like, cool. How do I get there? Like, oh, we'll come pick you up. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like, they show up in the car as like a 16-year-old driving who has a permit. I'm like, how is this even legal? Like,
you get away with it in the country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the country.
Well, back then I think it probably still was legal actually. Oh, not with a permit. No, not with a permit.
Yeah, in the country, I was driving. I was driving, running chores with my mom at 15. I mean, I was, you run to the store. Your mom say run to the store. The store ain't nothing but a half mile at the road. If you get pulled over in the country, they think this is a test. If you get pulled over from here to there, we can't never trust you with the car. Because in the country, they're just going to tell your parents to come pick you up, while you're driving. It's something like that. It ain't no...
Exactly. They're not going to tow the car?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, they ain't. No. In the country, bro, I got pulled over one time, and I know you probably got some crazy stories too. I got pulled over one time. I didn't have my lights on, bro. I was riding. A cop rode. He was just riding behind me. He wasn't even trying to harass me. But I rode for 15 minutes down the road without my lights on, bro. And it was dark. But I was in a lit area, but I didn't notice. But I rode 15 minutes down the road, bro. Lights ain't on. Cop pulled me over. He go, I wasn't going to mess with you, but you still ain't turned your lights on. And you've been riding down the road for 15 minutes. Because I was nervous because he got behind me. You know what I mean? So I got tense because I'm like, oh, what? I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm thinking in my head,
I'm driving. I'm just driving.
Yeah, whole time. My light's not on. So my boy was beside me. My boy actually had his license, thank God. He said, man, swap seats with your boy. He ain't got it. And that was it. And we just left. That was it. No ticket, no nothing. It's just, that's how I go, man. I mean, sometimes, I don't know. Everybody probably don't got a story like that, but I got lucky that night, but I might have got lucky. But yeah, it's the country different, huh, Emil? You miss it?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't miss it that much just because, did grow up in the city. I do love the city life, or at least being
suburbs.
Close to the city. I know right now we're kind of in the middle of it all. If I wanted to take my wife to like a concert or something, I can go to like LA or San Diego. It's kind of nice. But then we live here near Temecula. It's a little bit slower pace of life. You don't have to worry about like it being too busy, too loud, or whatever. It's nice, clean, safe, kind of perfect. But probably wouldn't go back to Kansas just because like people are super nice. It lacks certain cultural diversity, and the food too. Like it's very linear. Like out here, you want sushi, you
don't do us like
sushi.
That. Yeah, you don't want sausage and pork and hamburgers and hot dogs every week and steak and potatoes.
Yeah, but he might want sushi after that, and you can't find it.
Yeah. Nah, no sushi.
No sushi.
No sushi. What's the name of that city? If you don't mind me asking, I really just want to know the name of the city.
Lugansk. Oh wait,
Kansas.
Where we landed in Kansas?
Yeah. In Kansas.
Okay, so Pittsburgh. But it's spelled not like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's like Pittsburgh. In fact, they actually have a somewhat well-known D2 college football program. It's the Pitt State Gorillas. It's like the only college that has gorillas as the mascot. And they actually have had a few guys that make NFL that played for Pittsburgh.
The name of their mascot really is the Gorillas. That is insane.
You just looked it up?
Yeah, and it's funny is the irony is I know y'all done seen everything about the 100 men.
The 100 men. Yeah. What you think about
the
that?
Irony? Off topic, right? I'm gonna give it to you straight up.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 100 average men are not beating one silverback gorilla. I'm sorry. 100 average dudes? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is my perspective, right? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Right?
Okay. There's no science behind what you're about to say. This is just what you think.
There's none. This is just...
Okay.
You know what, gorillas, and they probably do have it, but due to the way our bodies are created, due to the way we've been developed, we understand emotions. We understand mental, physical. We understand pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see one human man either get his neck broken or snapped or get his arm ripped off, right?
Yeah.
So what that's going to do to the other 99 men is mentally, they're going to check out, right? So the game plan is going to change. It's almost like when they say you don't know what to feel like you get hit until you get punched in the mouth. So that first guy is going to die, right? And they're going to go, wow, that gorilla is killing people. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is different. Okay, now you're approaching with caution, but now the gorilla want blood.
See?
So now what do?
This is all bad. This is all bad.
I'm just saying.
This is all bad because it's worse than that. You like you are being nice about it. Like it's gonna be a lot of dismemberment. Huh?
You agreeing with me though?
I agree with you so much that I'm way beyond where you are. Like if this were to ever really happen and you somehow surround one silverback gorilla in its prime and put 100 people around it, first of all, have you ever seen a silverback gorilla?
Yes, I have. I've seen them fight before.
Yes, right? Like,
and they are extremely athletic.
Like, but fuck all that. Like the way those things, they look at you, like there is no comprehension of the machine in wartime that is that gorilla.
Bruh.
The way they look at you, the way they pound on that glass at the zoo and they look at you, and it's like he's like, if I get past this glass, I'm gonna run through you. I'm gonna run through you. You're gonna blow up. Like, you know, and you're gonna see some.
You're gonna blow up.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, people think like it's just gonna be swinging and punching, whatever. When that thing start biting people and biting people in weird places and tearing people apart in weird ways, it's gonna mess with your psyche, and people gonna be like, "This is not what I'm here for."
That's what I'm saying.
This is not what I'm here for.
They gonna see 3 people get ripped apart, Emil. They're gonna see 3 people, Emil, and guess what they're gonna do? I'm out.
They're gonna run.
That's 50 of them gone. Now it's 50 versus 1.
Yeah.
He don't have to beat 100 people. It's never gonna get that far.
It ain't, bro.
And it's gonna be people that's gonna change their mind mid-fight and try to leave. And they gonna get hurt. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be so bad. It would be so bad. First of all, I don't even know where it started or why we even discuss it. But to me, it's outrageous to even think that through. I saw somebody say the science on that, like, would be that the men would actually win. Like, at least 20 men would survive because the gorilla wouldn't have enough energy to sustain that fight long enough. But I'm like, that's like, bro, 70, 80 casualties. Man. That's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I feel like it's got like super long arms, right? All it's got to do is like to start swinging, and just with each swing, it could take out 2-3 guys at a time.
I'm saying
100 guys is not, maybe 1,000 guys, maybe, but 100 guys, I feel like it would just like mow everyone down.
Like, that's like, bro, hold on. I pulled this up for y'all, man. I hope y'all can see it on the camera, man. Like, look at this, man. What is we gonna do with that right there?
Yeah, and he ain't even standing up. He's not even standing up.
He ain't even standing up, bro.
That thing's a tank.
And so I get it, right? Don't get me wrong. I had this argument with one of the coaches I work with, and I get it, man. Masculinity, humans are the top of the food chain, but that is with weaponry and all this other stuff we created to win.
But that's because of the power of our brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just hands. I'm talking about 100 of y'all get in that cage with a silverback gorilla that only want blood.
There are a lot of animals. There are a lot of animals that if they could think on our level, they would immediately run the planet.
Bro, have you not seen Planet of the Apes? I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be that dude, but have you not seen the whole series? The newer one.
Yeah.
Like that whole series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't even have to go silverback gorilla. Like you hear stories. Like I still remember that one story of the guy who was teasing a little chimp in a cage or whatever at a zoo, and he was standing too close to the cage, and he was just teasing, you know, the little chimp or whatever, and the chimp actually reached through the cage and tore his testicles off.
You see what I'm saying?
Like,
see what I'm saying? That's a chimp.
But like,
that's a chimp.
But like, no human being is going to look at you and be like, I got a problem with you, and tear your testicles off. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's just going to get bad really quick, and people are going to stop and like freak out. You might as well be fighting aliens. This is not going to work out.
It's just,
I don't know how we got on that topic, but
either because we talk about the mascot for Pitt State.
The mascot for Pitt State.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm so glad I got this group, you guys, to me, who have common sense. Not that, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if you think we can beat the gorilla. Good for you. I'm happy you got that much confidence in yourself. But you probably never seen another human get ripped in half. You probably never seen that. You probably never.
You know
seen
what it is? It's just this generation who is slightly out of touch with realities. You know, they use the term the kids who eat Tide Pods and think it's going to be okay. You know, like, it's that mentality. It's like, oh, it'll be okay. Yeah, anything's possible. We can do this.
It'll work out.
No. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. I digress. I just had to get that out, because it was just, that was stupid. That's just stupid. I hate that. That even come up in the conversation. All right, Emil, what do you do outside of, do you mind if I shout out the business real quick? I haven't been there. You mind if I shout it out?
No, of course. It's your pod, brother. I'm just here.
Actually, Ra could take point on this, because he has firsthand experience.
Oh, yeah. It's the champions, right? You know, I actually just stopped in one day, and it's a nice sports bar. I mean, I think people that have actually like looked it up on Yelp, and I was like, oh, I know this was something else before I stopped there. So I was like, okay, let me check it out. And what actually kept me, believe it or not, is you remember that smoothie beer I was telling you about, Trevay, over at Bottle Logic? So they carry two of their beers. So I'm like, oh wow, I'm for sure going to, stop in and have a beer. And then I meet Emil and we talk. And, anytime you meet somebody that's, a pleasure to talk to, business is clean, and you're having a good time, you're like, oh, okay. So, been there a handful of times, and, but early in the day though, I haven't been there, in the evening or when they've got events going, but I definitely got to step back in. But it's a great business. If you're in town, you should definitely check it out for sure. And we got to go, Trevay, for sure.
That leads me to my next question. You and your business partner,
John.
What made you guys, you and John, what made you guys want to open a sports bar?
So, let me think. I want to kind of preface it. So, we were in Kansas. It's hard to tell one story without deviating to
Let's
another.
Jump back. We got time.
Everything.
Yeah,
we got time.
Okay, so just so I don't forget, we are answering why we opened the sports bar. But to answer that, so I want to go all the way back to 1993.
Woo!
And so I'm 7 years old. My mom and my dad and I like, hey, let's get ready. We're going to go over to our friend's house. They're having a get together. I'm like, okay, cool. And so, we'll get dressed up and we go over to this other people's house, and it's a get together, adults, kids. The hosts, their name was Alex and Alina. They had a 3-year-old daughter. Her name was Daria. And
this
I was 7, she was 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually was pretty good playing with other kids, but this kid annoyed the crap out of me, and because she was little and cute, everyone adored her, and so she would just take my toys or take stuff from me, and if I tried to resist to take it back, she would scream, and then my dad would come and whip my ass every time. And I'm like, man, I hate this child. I hate this kid. I hate being around her. But our dads were really good friends because they worked together at the security company. And so this became a thing. They would come over to our house and she would break all my toys, or we'd go over there and she'd scream and I'd still, get spanked for whatever reason. And so it just kind of grew, and I really despised this little child. And long story short, our family moved away, and then like my mom and dad split, and my mom, myself, and my younger brother George. I have two younger brothers, but at the time it was just myself, George, and my mom. We, took the leap of faith, moved to the United States, and behold, like a few months later, my mom approaches me. She's like, "Guess what?" I'm like, "What's up?" She goes, "Remember the family?" I'm like, "Unfortunately." She's like,
"Unfortunately."
The mom. So almost the exact same scenario. That mom and that guy, Alex, they split. And so the mom grabbed the 3-year-old daughter that I hated, and they moved to the United States. Can you believe that?
Ah, damn. No, I don't believe that shit.
Brother, I'm talking like we were in a small town in Russia, right? Smaller. And so now both families, my guy can't talk. Myself, my brother, and my mom in the United States. That girl and her mom are in the United States, but opposite sides. We're in Kansas. They went straight to California. And so our moms got back in touch and like, oh shit, you guys are out here too. So let's communicate. So they kept in touch. Eventually they invited us to come visit them in California. This is years later. And so I'm a freshman in high school. That little girl, she's now like in 7th or 8th grade. So we go over to, they live in San Diego. So we came to San Diego. My mom loves California. She's like, oh my God, this is it. Like, what the fuck are we doing in Kansas? Like, we got to move to California. It's amazing. It's diverse. People are great. Food's great. Cool. Well, the girl, Daria, she's now a middle schooler. I'm a high schooler. Still hate her guts. Like, we did not get along at all. Like, we visited them. We actually, and we actually end up, coming back. Then we moved to California, we stayed with them for about 5-6 months. Hell, I don't think we said one word to each other the whole time, me and the girl. Like, just the hate that we experienced as kids kind of transferred over to now, like, young adults still didn't like each other. And so then my mom marries my stepdad, and we moved to SF. And like 15 years goes by, brother. My brother George, that same brother we moved with, he gets into UC Santa Barbara, and my mom was like, hey, you should take him down there and just check out the campus before he starts school. I'm like, all right. He goes, and guess what? Daria goes to college there. She's a senior. Why don't you call her?
Shut up.
Yeah, she's like, call her and have her show you guys the campus. I'm like, it's okay. We don't have to do that. She goes, no, I insist. Do it, please. I don't know if my mom had like some kind of a sixth sense or like she had some kind of prophetic power, but I'm like, all right, cool. So I call her up out of the blue. I was like, hey, remember me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, my brother and I were coming up to the campus. It'd be cool if you show us around since, you go to school there. She goes, okay. So my brother and I get there. We meet up with her and her friend. And that's different. I was like, how old was I? 2013.
Daria's starting to look a little different.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you're feeling like, you know what? Were all those years of hate and dislike smoke and mirrors? I see where we're going. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, so looks older and more mature and pleasant to talk to. Okay. And the funny thing is, this is what gave it away, and I knew like there was something there because so it's my brother and I heard her best friend, they did a good job, showed us the campus. We actually had a good time. At one point, they're like, hey guys, we need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So we go and we stand outside. They go to the restroom. They come back, bro. Mind you, when they went into, and I'm observing, they went to the bathroom, the hair was up, like it just looked normal. They go to the bathroom, they come back, the hair's down, like that, lip gloss on. I'm like, you changed. You changed. This is not how you look before you went. So I picked up on it. I'm like, okay. So obviously she like dolled up for a reason. And so we went out for drinks that night. Actually had a really good time. Has few laughs. I'm like, okay, this is different. And so we stayed in touch on like Facebook over the next year, and just I would drop a line every now and then just to stay relevant. And I remember posting that a year later, I posted on Facebook, hey, something about going to like Las Vegas for a music festival. And she commented, she goes, hey, I'm also going to this music festival, except I have no experience with this. So your turn to show me around because you owe me for showing the campus. And yeah, so we met up in Vegas. That same friend that she was with brought her boyfriend like last second thing, and so Daria ended up being the third wheel, and so her and I ended up hanging out the entire weekend, like literally the entire weekend. Like did not take a break at all. Like we kind of ditched our friends, and it was just the two of us. And so I come back from Vegas on like Monday or Tuesday, and my mom's like, "Hey, so you and Daria hang out in Vegas? What's up?" I'm like, "Might sound crazy to you guys, but I remember those days. I look at my mom, I'm like, I'm gonna marry her." And my mom's like, "No shit." yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's got to be something you guys laugh about now, like that whole history of not even wanting to deal with each other up until that point.
Yeah, 100%. That comes up every time. Yeah, and so behold, I started like going down to San Diego, visiting her as much as I could. Eventually, like it kind of grew and manifested, and then I talked her into moving to San Francisco. We moved in together, lived together for about a year and a half. What I was doing at the time, Trey, I was DJing. I was a DJ back in San Francisco. So, I know you was exactly. And it was kind of impressive to her because I would take her to like all these big clubs and like a line down the street. But I'm a DJ, so I could cut the line.
You like, come on, baby.
Yeah, like that.
I get you up front.
And so me working these nightclubs back then, it was like my early to mid 20s, kind of fell in love with the nightclub industry. And so I was like, man, it would be awesome to own a nightclub. I fantasized about it. And so I knew that if I would ever take a step towards it, I would need to take a smaller step. And the smaller step would be opening like a lounge or a bar. Mm-hmm. And so I almost bought a small bar in Sacramento when so she got into school UC Davis Medical. We moved from San Francisco to Sacramento, stayed there for 4 years. Almost bought a bar. Thank God I didn't because COVID hit. Then we moved here after having the first kid, and I found this bar that we own now. And so I purchased it, and I, obviously, even it being a bar and not a nightclub, still kind of bit off slightly more than I could chew. And I remember John's my next door neighbor, literally across the street, like 20 feet away from me. He kept seeing me leaving my house at night with like furniture, like electric TVs. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to my bar. I'm going to assemble this furniture. I'm going to, mount these TVs." He goes, I'll help you, bro. Come on. I'm like, all right. So he started coming to the bar with me just to help me, just to give me a helping hand, which was really nice. And, we hit it off, got to know each other. Eventually I was like, "Hey bro, like, you seem to be into this. Like, do you want to be business partners?" He goes, "Sure." So then he bought into the bar. So now we're 50-50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I get what you're saying when you said, and I know you probably still got more to say, but wow, that is probably top 5, one of these most organic, how I got here stories ever.
Huh?
Shout out to Daria. Shout out to Daria. If she didn't steal those toys from you, it could have been the opposite, right? I'm thinking in my head, right? I got an effed up brain. If you guys would have liked each other as kids, you probably would have grew away from each other as you got older. You'd be like, that's just my friend. So I don't really want to mess with them. You know what I mean? I've been knowing her my whole life. But the fact that she used to get you in trouble, it gave you like that weird attraction when you got older. You know what I mean? That kind of like, I want to be with her now. But wow.
And there's got to be some kind of comfort though, because you know her family. You don't have to even ask about her background like that. You just needed to fill in the gaps. Like, what have you been doing these number of years? Because I know your family. I know, I know where you lived. Mm-hmm. I know exactly your lifestyle. Like, there's a comfort there that's already built in. That's interesting. You don't hear that very often.
And then I'm thinking he met John. I'm thinking he knew John, right? So when I think of, this is why it's so dope, doing this. I'm thinking John, right? This is how I think you met your business partner. You put out a ad on Indeed.
he just made up a whole story.
Yeah, you put out an ad on Indeed and you sign somebody up, and there you go. They're your business partner. Not your next door neighbor who low key was just being nosy, but he was like, "You know what? Starting this bar sound kind of cool. I think I'm gonna do it with you." That's just so fire. Like, that's so fire.
Bro, you know what else? This also kind of plays into it. I don't know. I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason. I don't know how much free will we actually have. I think the destination is the destination, and we're still going to get to wherever we're supposed to get to. It's like just we get to impact the path that we take to get there.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, then let me write that down. Say that one more time, Emil.
I feel like we have some free will, but I do believe that we are predestined to end up where we're supposed to end up. And it's the only thing we can impact with our free will decision making is the path that we take to get to our destination. So we're still things are gonna happen the way they're supposed to happen. It just our actions dictate how we do it, how we get there. Like, do we take this path? Is it harder, or do we take the easier path?
But all roads lead to the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. So our free will just kind of gives us the opportunity to dictate how we get there.
Pick your experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And so another one about John, we moved in the middle of COVID 2020. And I remember we were living with my parents for a few months while we were looking for our own house. And I remember writing 3 different offers, and I kept getting outbid by like thousands of dollars, cash buyers. I'm like, man, I can't compete because the inventory was so low. So anytime there was a moderately nice house available, immediately people just swarmed. Mm-hmm. And I remember finding our house, and it popped up on Zillow, and it looked really nice from the pictures. And I called my realtor. I'm like, whatever you have to do. It literally just popped up. Like, it literally just popped up on Zillow, like within this hour, like within the first 10 minutes I saw it. I called my realtor. I'm like, whatever you have to do, take it off the market. Have them take it off the market. We're going to buy it. I don't want to write any more offers. Like, we need our own house. Can't live with my parents anymore. The realtor calls me back. She goes, hey, so interesting fact, this older couple is selling it. And the lady, the wife, is kind of taking the reins. And she's adamant about meeting you guys. She wants to meet the people that she's selling her house to. They've lived there for a long time. The house has a lot of sentimental value, so she wants to make sure it's going to the right people after they move. And so my wife is very likable, and so my mom, I had work, so I sent my mom and my wife, our young baby, to go meet this lady. Her name is Sherry. And behold, she liked them a lot, so she
of course
accepted our offer. But what we didn't know is she told John, my next door neighbor, because she was good friends with John and Mallory. Once she picked us, she told John and Mallory she picked us because she thought we would be good friends with them.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I didn't see that coming.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. And so that's a business partner.
And now we're business partners.
Wow. Shout out to Sherry, man. You kind of, man, that's all roads do lead to one path, man. I mean, I'm serious. Like,
but there's a common denominator of putting or ending up meeting quality people in your life that have kind of shaped the life that you're living now, it seems like.
And we can attest to that from the last couple of interviews we done did, Nikki, Chef, Dylan, and Mario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, wow, that's wow, dude. Shout out to Sherry.
I feel like we have a lot of good chemistry here, guys. And, I had a really good feeling about Ra. Like, almost as soon as we started talking, I'm like, man, we hit it off. It was just so natural.
Good dude, man.
And that's why I was very much looking forward to this pod, because I listened to a few episodes of you guys. I'm like, man, these guys, they have such a good energy, and like they talk about all the right things. And so I was like super stoked to come and talk to you guys.
I appreciate it.
And I don't know if you probably heard the podcast, Emil, but man, even getting this podcast started, Raw had to pull some teeth because it's not that I didn't want to do it. I was just I wasn't confident in it. You know what I mean? So he came in to see me at Savage Chef one day, and he was just like, I'm ready when you ready. You let me know when you ready. I'm ready. Because you playing around. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess we doing this thing. And it ended up happening so quick. And to see it now, we started in February. We literally started the second week of February.
The week after the Super Bowl.
And now, and here we are now in May. And me and him were just talking about this Saturday. We were literally just talking about this Saturday. Man, it's almost like now what took us in the beginning, and trust me, it's only been 3 months, right? We haven't made that big of a jump, but the little progress we done made. It's crazy, being able to talk to an individual like you, how we set our schedule, how we communicate with each other. Oh man, it's like clockwork. And it's funny, things do kind of work out for the better in your life. Because at first it seemed like me and him were kind of straining to get into our work schedule and trying to get stuff done. But now we have this kind of natural, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what need to get done. And like when I hear you talk about, your wife and the bar, I'm like, same thing, like different stuff, but it might have seemed like crazy and a lot at that time, even getting your house. But once you got it flowing, once you made all the right choices, all the right decisions, everything just kind of start building on itself, man. That's why
I made the comment I made, because that's been something I've been focusing on for the last several years, is just watching the people that are around me, the people that influence me, the people that I talk to on a regular, whether I call them a friend, their acquaintance, whatever it is. I just wanted to be very purposeful about who I'm putting in my circle, so I can start to have the outcome that I want to have, right? In my business life, in my personal life. So like when and that's what, you're right, Trevay, like all these people that we've spoken to in the last number of weeks, this is the commonality, right? How Chef Dylan met his wife, how Chef Dylan met Mario's journey through Vegas with all the people he met, on and on and on. Now Emil's telling his story. It's all this coming together and always putting the right sort of people around you the whole time, and just following your path, right, with the passion, right? Like these are all. I mean, this is probably the longest story to get from point A to point Z, because Nikki was Indiana to California, and Chef and in Mario's story back and forth. This is the Ukraine, Russia,
this is
to Kansas.
This is almost like
diapers, from diapers, and so, I mean, you could give yourself any excuse you want to say you can't do a thing or you've been shortchanged. You have your struggles, Trevay, coming from a small town in South Carolina. I have mine, being a first generation American from LA. You could quit anytime you want to, or you could just realize like you got a race to run.
You just got to raise the bar.
There it is. I see what he did.
Raising the bar, baby. That's what it's about.
I see what he did.
And so, I said it. I said it to say this, man. It's almost like, like Emil said, and I do take notes. Rod knows I take notes. I'm a firm believer that
I ain't never seen
never stop learning it.
It's there.
It's there. It's right here. It's right here. My pen and pad up. My pen and pad are right here. So I put it down, right? I typed it on my phone. But it's just so crazy to hear it, man, from somebody else. Like it's almost reassuring, because as we're doing this podcast, as we're recording, I'm going to give you some background. My wife is in school. She's getting her master's, her teacher credential in special education, right? So she's been back and forth if she's going to find a job. What are we going to do? How's the work going to look this summer? Because, I don't know. I haven't shared it with you, but I want to go to medical school, Emil. I want to be a pediatrician. And so, our goal is when she starts school, when she finishes school, I start school. Kind of like a swap. And so she texts me as you're talking about your wife and said, a school, hold on. And before I tell you what school and what's going on, we leave for Miami tonight at 6 p.m. We have a ton of stuff to do. I still coach and work. I was just telling Rod this before we got on. As soon as we get off this, I got to get the baby ready to take her to her grandma's. I got to get to work. I got an hour break. I got to come home, pack my bags, make sure everything's set up. And then we got 15 minutes after I finish work for me to shower, put the clothes in our car, get to the airport to catch our flight. A school contacted her, asked her to come into an interview tonight at 3 p.m. Right? So,
oh man, okay.
And like I'm talking to y'all, like, and I'm getting these notifications on y'all phone. I'm telling you, it's live time. So you saying it gave me chills, because I'm telling you, I'm listening to you, And my life is still going even as we record. And I want everybody to understand that, right? Mm-hmm. Life is still going as you speak, as you breathe. And we like, whoa, like it gave me chills because it's something we've been talking about. Now, as she do this interview and she kill it, it's going to be even more to celebrate, on this trip. You know what I mean? Because they're going to love her. I'm sorry. It's my wife and whatever you can say, I'm one-sided, but my wife the GOAT. Like she be handling business, right? She go to school Monday through Friday. She work Monday through Friday, and we got 2 kids. Like she the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like business is getting taken care of. So life really always work out for the better. I mean, I can't tell you how many days, man, her and sat down, stressed out, trying to figure out how we're going to get this done. Who's going to help us? Man, shout out to my family. Bro, if it wasn't for them, we can't afford no daycare. So most of the time, we spend majority of our time figuring out who's going to watch our baby while we trying to get to where we're trying to get to, man. So that's all, man. It's just stuff like that. Like, that's why I take notes, man, because it really is true. And you choose, you choose your heart. You choose how your life look. I think you have a lot to say. And like y'all said, it's the easy path. You can do it super quick, right? You can get there when you're supposed to, or you can take the long path, get off the rocker and, struggle. It don't matter. No matter
sometimes
what,
you need the journey, though. Sometimes you need the journey because you're not ready. Like, I just believe that. Like, there have been times in my life where I go, that could have been easier, but I actually needed the long road because I mentally was not there. You know what I mean?
You need to mature.
So I needed to see, all the ups and downs. I needed to ride that wave. So,
my brother got this saying. I told me to write a book. My brother, but he's like he's an introvert, but he got extrovert qualities, right? So my brother always says, and it's so simple. I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt. I gotta put it on a t-shirt. He always says, man, sometimes your brain just needs time to catch up to the world that's going on around you. He always says that. He says, you're not doing nothing wrong. You're not at fault. You nothing. You just don't understand what's going on. You haven't grasped the steps you need to take. You don't know what to do. You just thinking, go, right? And when you gonna go, you're gonna mess up. But your brain sometimes, and once your brain catch up, you can level up and go to the next level, right? Once your brain has, I do this, and this, and this won't happen. You know what I mean? It's a trip, man. It's a trip.
That's very, very much on point. I mean, it's accurate, 100% accurate. Some people are faster at it. Some people need more time. I, for one, I've always been kind of a late bloomer.
Same.
Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to adjust or adapt, but once I do, I got it. You know what I mean? And it's good to go. I have friends who are one of my best friends growing up, his name was Chris. That guy adapted till this day, I've never seen anyone adapt as quick as he has to anything new we ever tried as kids. He would just be amazing at it, right off bat, just amazing, incredible. No matter what we did, I'm like, man, that's a talent, brother. You need to do something with that, Some people take a little bit longer. Some people never get it. But, I think to your point, as long as we continue to grind, right? Just can't give up. I think life in itself is a kind of a struggle. So it's just up to us, to level out the playing field. Because I think we're always going to get curveballs thrown at us, no matter what.
For sure. That's a fact.
There's no such thing as perfect environment or perfect day. Something always happens. Okay, you're good, you cut up, you straighten it out, you stabilize, and this happens. Okay, now I got to work on this.
Right. And the beauty is, that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty. First of all, there's only a small percentage of people in the world like your friend named Chris. I want you to know that. The rest of us, we got to learn through experience. A lot of people don't just, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's just the truth. A lot of people, the small group of people in the world are able to adjust on the fly like that. But to your point, man, sometimes the go through is just what you need. Like you said, sometimes it just gotta hurt. And you gotta look and you gotta say, ooh, that burn. Ooh, that stove is hot. And you gotta back your hand up just to know. You know what I mean? So
the experience of itself has a lot of value, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you wanted to.
If you wanted to. And let's speak to that though. Before we walk away from this conversation, let's table that. We're not saying nothing wrong with loving what you got going on and not trying to level up. That's not what we're saying. I know people that once they get their thing going on, they don't look for no more. They good where they at.
That's fine.
What we talking is high level, making adjustments, always looking for more. That's what we talking about. We're not saying nobody is wrong for doing your thing, and we know you had a setback, and I get it. Don't get me wrong.
But this is
what
why
I'm saying is,
this is why I enjoy talking to business owners, because you have to have that mindset of leveling.
Go get us.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get us.
Which that's why that's what I wanted to ask Emil. Like, what's next? You finally got the bar. You've been running it for a little while. I see it's good where it's at, but obviously, you and I were talking, you want to build upon that success. What's next for the champion?
So, when we first bought it back in October of 2022, so coming up on 3 years. The reason I was even able to afford it, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, I'm some rich guy and I just dropped a shit ton of money on the bar. No, I actually got it for a moderately low price. And the reason I was able to afford it is a couple of reasons. One, the biggest reason is it's a beer and wine only. So it doesn't have a full liquor license. And so those type of places don't go for, as high of $1. And so I knew that was kind of my opportunity to get into this kind of a business. I probably wouldn't have been able to afford a full-on bar with a liquor license. Those are very expensive. And so I was almost fortunate to have found this spot. But I knew that because it's beer and wine only, it also isn't going to generate a ton of revenue. It just wasn't. And the goal was always to acquire a full liquor license to take it to the next level. Mm-hmm. And so we've been trying for a while. State of California only allocates a small number of liquor licenses per year. So it's tough. It's a lot. You basically, you apply, and the application fee is pretty expensive too. But you apply, and they basically draw you out of the hat. If they draw you,
man, that's you get BS.
I know, right?
That's BS, man.
And so we've been trying. We applied this past year, and we got picked, and that was such a huge relief. And so, we got picked, and that presented more challenges along the way. A lot of bureaucracy to deal with and hoops to jump through. And so now we're in the process of acquiring the liquor license. It's just, man, I can't even begin to tell you. So we have to reapply with the city of Marietta to revise our permit just to take it from beer and wine to full liquor. And that application is 31 pages and $7,000. And each time you turn in the paperwork, they ask for more paperwork, and that new paperwork takes another 1 or 2 weeks, another $500. It's crazy. And they run you around. So they told us it'll take anywhere from 2 to 6 months. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And so, but John and I know that this is our grind now. The hard part was getting lucky and getting drawn by the state of California. So that's the difficult part. So we got that. So now we got to get through this application period, pay some more money, and hopefully get the liquor license in hand as soon as possible. And we had this conversation with them, okay, this is going to take the bar to the next level. The contingency plan is if it doesn't, it'll still improve 100%. The revenue will go up, the foot traffic will go up, but let's say it's not fully where we thought it would be, or we continue despite our best efforts. Maybe the location's not there. The fact that it does have a full liquor license would allow us to sell the bar at a much higher price tag than we bought it for, and possibly reinvest into a similar business or a different business elsewhere that may be more beneficial or a better fit at that time. So there's always a next step in my mind. I always have
you ready
to kind of fall back on.
Yeah, you ready.
But that's what it takes. I realized because I had a full-time job. I've been in retail for 17 years. I resigned as soon as we got picked by California to get this liquor license to oversee the transition from beer and wine to full liquor. And so my team was very upset when I resigned, but I told them hey guys, this is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. Getting this liquor license could really enable me to sell this bar for like a lot of money, and I can put a lot of away into my kids' college funds. I got 2 kids, 3 years old, 5 years old. From what I understand, this life goes by in a smidge, and I don't want to miss it, and I don't want to be unprepared for when they do have to go to college. So I can, take care of them. I had to work full time and pretty much support myself through college because my parents didn't have a whole lot of money to pour into my college career. So I want to make it easier on my kids.
Right. So you know what that's like. We talk about that all the time.
No, Emil, you get into it, boy.
Yeah,
you get into it.
Yeah,
you get into it.
Yeah, it's always this what you can do for your family, being a provider, but also, the dreams and goals you want to, attain for yourself. Sometimes you can marry the two, and sometimes you have to make choices.
Yeah.
It's always
difficult choices.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making that choice right now because it's been a tough stretch for me personally as a only just kind of trying to juggle everything, but I do know there's a greater purpose to it. So, I do sacrifice personal time and like even sleep sometimes to make sure, I'm still keeping things afloat. And I'm an old school guy. Traditionally, I'm like, okay, like, and you guys don't have to agree with it by any means, but in my mind, like, okay, like I watched my dad, my grandpa kind of take the reins of the family and steer the ship. So that's what I'm doing. As a man, as the man of the house, like the head of the household, I respect my wife. She works very hard, does a really great job. She has a good career, but I do feel like a lot of it is riding on my shoulders. So I have to be the rock for my family. So whatever that means, whatever that takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys are both fathers. You guys both.
Oh, heck yeah.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I ain't disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I ain't disagreeing one bit. Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it ain't even that old school. So I'm going to say it's not even you being old school. I just think as a father and as a man, your mentality is shit got to get done. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's just, you wake up and it's time to go. I'm sorry. You can't take no excuses. Right. Your baby's looking at you. They see what you're doing. They see how you move. They
most of all, they watching what you do. Never mind what you say. We all say shit. They see what you do. If you in the refrigerator at 12 o'clock at night, they know.
They gonna be in that fridge.
And they gonna be just like you.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
And so what I'm saying is, shout out to you. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm hearing how you talk, and I'm hearing about what you've done. And I don't care if you was working on the bar at 3 a.m. If they see you do that 2-3 months in a row, you know what they're going to say? The grind don't stop, and it don't wait for nobody. Right. So when I get my butt out of this house and I'm on my own, what they're going to fall back on is, and I'm realizing is, what would my parents have done in this moment? Mm-hmm. I don't think we emphasize that enough. I do it now. My mom, my dad always worked 2 jobs. So I'm not scared of work. Mm-hmm. I'm just not scared of work because I know what the working model looks like. Yeah. And so when they get out here, because between the ages of 17 really, between 17 and 23 is where an individual comes into their own and they realize what their work capacity is. From the age of 17 to 23, you kind of understand the world. You get on your own and you start discovering what your likes, your dislikes, who you are, how much you can take, how far you can go against the rails and bounce back. You realize that stuff when you leave the nest, right? When you kind of get on your own. And so what I'm saying is they're going to have a higher capacity for what they can do. Is what I'm saying. Their pressure meter is going to be a lot higher, right? They're not going to be burnt out off of an 8-hour shift where they invest in somebody else and not in themselves. They're going to say, okay,
well, that's the goal. That's the goal. Because, I mean, for me, I'll be honest, my biggest fear it's always been my biggest fear. I think I was able to realize pretty early on my shortcomings in terms of things that got passed on to me. Not because it was purposeful, but my parents, I always say this about and they know we've had this conversation, so I'm not saying anything here that I wouldn't say to them. My parents are survivors. I thank them for it. You know, they did what they had to do to give us a life, to, you know, give us a shot. However, there was no lessons in thriving, in taking it to the next level. It's just do what needs to get done. So I know how to show up to work. I know how to work the overtime. I know how to be a model employee. I know how to work hard. I know how to do all those things. What I never got taught is how to be a businessman. What I never got taught was how to think on a higher level. What I never got taught was how to balance a checkbook, right? Things like that. So I had to figure those things out on my own journey. And I realized sometimes the things that get in my way is the fact that I may be behind the 8 ball on a few of those things, but not even like that I couldn't learn it, but psychologically that might even be a hiccup just because of how I grew up, the environments I grew up in. So for me, I always wonder sometimes when I'm teaching my kids and I'm talking to my kids as I'm looking for all the pitfalls in the road, you know, some of them, you know, based on our current culture here in America, some of it based on maybe anything I might be passing on to them. Is this a good lesson or am I passing on my trauma? Cause I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Say that. They'll say that, please, one more time. Because like it's a lot of stuff that kind of get said on this podcast, right? And when you say something, you got to repeat that, right?
Yeah.
So say that one more time.
You just want to make sure that you're passing on a lesson and not your trauma, right? You want your kids to always be able to do something, you know, you want to be a stepping stone, right? And so for me, it's always, you know, breaking it down. Sometimes it's breaking down my behavior and why I made a decision. I did this, but it's not even in justifying why I did what I did. It's saying this is the options I had and this is what I knew to do. And I don't know how this is going to turn out. So I need you to take this and weigh this against what you're going to learn. So you can make a different, here's that again, Treve, make a different mistake.
Make a different mistake.
Right? Like if you're making the same mistakes I made, then I've taught you nothing. I failed.
I love it.
And that's literally the scariest part of being a parent for me is like when I see my children kind of doing the things that I've already done. If I ever see that, you know what I mean? So that tortures me. That's what keeps me up at night sometimes.
Man, it's being self-aware and catching yourself in that moment, because that was deep, right? So what Treve asked you to repeat is like making sure you're passing on lessons, not trauma. I'm going to take, that's a big takeaway for me personally, because my kids are in that stage where they're absorbing everything, they're sponges. So, and that's going to continue for a while. So I want to make sure that's exactly what I'm doing, is teaching lessons and not passing trauma, because boy, I got a lot of that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's probably where you and I probably kind of click, Emil, you know, being that, you know, our parents and our cultures are from a different country and those things aren't always pretty. There's lots to celebrate about that, but there are things that you had to deal with that maybe you have not even conquered yourself, you know, and I had to fight through those things with my parents. You know what I mean? In a lot of different ways. Some of it is just how you deal with other people. You know what I mean? And I had to learn those things. So, you know, I'm always trying to be as open about that as possible. You know, my parents had a lot of judgment about a lot of things because that's not how they grew up, you know, but they didn't grow up in America. And I'm like, well, you brought me here and this is where I'm from. So this is normal here. So what are we doing? Should I be ashamed of that? Or, you know, so it's like those sorts of conversations. It gets really interesting sometimes, like, you know, when you break it all down. So
you just said something again. No, you just said something big again. That was, I pray people, you know, I want them to find this podcast entertaining, but man, you guys are really hitting the nail right on the head right there. I promise you, y'all hitting it. I promise you just said, listen, this is my last thing and I'm good, right? Because my brain, I'm serious, Emil. I'm serious. I play around a lot, but my brain can only take in so much good stuff, and then I have to start processing it, right? So if you keep going, right, I can only apply so much to my life at one time. I hate to say that, but it takes me time, right? You just said your parents, right, were still, they moved you here.
No, they moved here.
Right,
they had me here.
No. My bad. They moved here, right? But they kept old customs, right?
Yeah.
And then they try to teach you those customs, but those customs weren't the customs of where they moved to.
Right.
I'm talking about life right now. It just went over everybody's head. Yeah. It just went over. You go somewhere or you do something and you try to keep the same customs, right? You try to keep doing the same thing, and then you try to teach somebody else those things, but those things don't go with what's going on right now. They don't really
it's not even their fault. It's not even their fault because they didn't have anybody in front of them to teach them. So they playing it by ear, right? And now they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids at the end. What are you doing?
I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to talk about nothing else. I'm done. I don't want to talk about nothing else. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? These viewers, I hate to say it, if you listen to this podcast, you need to go back and listen to this whole thing because you didn't get it. You didn't get it the first listen through. Go back and start over from the top. Go back and start over and apply it to your life.
Right.
Let's go.
I'm sure you feel that same sort of pressure, Emil, in terms of, raising your family and being a business owner. I mean, I know like for you, it's probably, you disappear, you're working to your kids, you're just gone. So do they know like dad owns a business or?
Yeah, they know.
Like,
they like sometimes, I do have to leave because hours are kind of weird. Like, sometimes I'm at home during the day and I have to go up there at night or whatnot. So they'll come up like, Daddy, are you going to work? Cause I'm like leaving at like, 7 PM. I'm like, yes, baby, Papa's got to go to work. And they're like, aw. And so, but, they're beginning to comprehend what work is and that, that is one thing that can take me away from them at any point throughout the day. But I'm trying to, that's the tough part with the business is like, it's hard to have like a set schedule, I can be called up there at any point in time. I have to be there and that's fine. That's, baked into the cake. But, once they get a little bit older, they'll probably understand more. But, they do, they're starting to like know what work means. Like, or if I'm downstairs in my office doing stuff, they're like, oh, do you have to work in your office? Or sometimes they'll, kind of imply that, hey, you shouldn't go somewhere. Don't leave. Just go to your office and work because they know like I work in the office.
Then you can do it from home sometimes.
Understand the difference. Instead of being away. But yeah, I mean, I like you guys. Everything I do for them. I could go into a lot of traumatic events, but no need. They're all the same. Like just when Mom and I and George first moved here, like that was a struggle because it was just the three of us and like surviving was tough. I remember this. I was 14. It was 2 years in. There was a restaurant down the street that needed like a dishwasher. My mom saw like the ad or whatever, and she put me in the car, drove me to the restaurant. She goes, "You're old enough to work. You can get a job." I'm like, okay. So dropped me off at the restaurant, and I ended up like washing dishes forever, like $5 an hour back in that year. But I learned the value of money. I remember getting paid for the first time, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is awesome, man. And I give half my money to my mom to help her out and stuff. But I think that's what kind of, I thank her for doing that because that kind of taught me the value of, working for money and like just hard work in general. Not, and that's the same thing I was talking to my wife. I'm like, man, babe, regardless whether we're successful or not, if we're successful to the point where we can just give our kids everything, I don't want to give them the easy route. I'm still gonna, like, I want to be someone strict on my kids. Like, I'm gonna make sure they try hard in school and get good grades. I'm gonna make sure they have a job, even if it's part-time job, so they know what work is. Like, I don't want to just give them everything because they're not going to be prepared for the real world when they are out on their own and they don't know what it takes to work for something,
Right. Yeah. See, there's that struggle, right? What's the difference between, because you have the ability to give your kids something different, there's the good parts of that, giving them more experiences, giving them more pleasant experiences, giving them different tools. But then there's also like not taking away the good part, because there are good parts to not having everything and to having the struggle, right? You learn valuable lessons, right? And a lot of times you look at kids that have parents that are really well off, their kids are lazy. They don't want to do anything because they got handed everything. They never had to, hurt for anything. They were always given things. So like, there's always a combination because you want to spoil your kids. You want to get your kids
the world. Hurt is a powerful tool.
Say that again?
Hurt is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
And when used correctly, I'm telling you.
Well, yeah.
A little bit of struggle on the plate. Do you right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's why that's why when you said, you can learn a lesson from, I said, if you want to.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it all depends on what you do with your pain. Pain is a powerful teacher if you want it to be.
It is, man.
Yeah. No, very true.
Hey, I love this. Listen, I don't even like being like this because when we on this podcast, time just fly, right? We just start ripping off. And next thing you know, we an hour plus in. But I got to be to work in 15, 20 minutes. So this is what I got.
Well, get on down the boulevard then.
This is what I got. Emil, you seem like an amazing cat. I would definitely be in to have my smoothie beer.
Oh, I'm going to drag him over.
Please
Don't
do.
worry about it.
Please do. Come anytime. Let me treat you guys to some nice beer.
I want to support. I'm coming in solely for the drink. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm coming in. Man, I do. And I pray once again, that's Champion, the Champion Bar.
The Champion.
Yes, sir.
The Champion Bar in Marietta. Shout out, man. Please go out and see Emil. I'm going to work my way down there. But once again, thank you all for listening. I pray you share this episode with somebody that you know in your life. Because, man, this was one. I don't want to end it. I really don't. I wish I didn't have other obligations. We'll have to pick this back up.
Oh, yeah. We got to run it back.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
We'll have to pick this one back up just because, honestly, we still ain't even really talked for real. I mean, I know you said, but man, we all got so much to share that I feel like we can all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's another pod, right? That's the beauty of it. That's another pod. But anything, Ra?
Nah, man, I think you said it all. Just, thank you, Emil, for coming on. I knew this was going to be good. So, we definitely got to run it back.
Oh, thank you guys for having me, man. It was an amazing experience. Like I said, I was very much looking forward to it, and it didn't disappoint, man. I had a blast. Like Trevay said, I could sit here for hours and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find other people who are, like-minded and intelligent and common sense that you can kind of have this open, honest conversation with, and how should I put it? Have so much good chemistry with. So definitely special, man. So looking forward to coming on again sometime. Whenever you decide to have me, I'll be on.
Yeah, we'll do it again. All right.
When you get them liquor license, we'll be ready. We'll be ready to talk.
You know what? I have a small VIP room in my bar.
Don't tell me that.
I wasn't going to say it out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. Maybe, just maybe, we can record that next episode in the VIP.
Don't do that.
Let's do it. Easy.
Don't do that.
Done.
Just saying.
But when we get the liquor license,
we can have John
a
on
reopening event.
Yeah.
I'll set you guys up back in the VIP room.
Yeah. See.
Don't do it.
I'm just saying.
Hang out.
Don't do it. That was good, right?
There's a lot of down hours in there. We could do it early.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
We out.
All right.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ra and Trevay. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to podcasts also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, the number 25 @gmail.com. See you next week.